Well, hey there everyone, and welcome back to Cowboy Survival. Today we're going to take a look at my summer Get Home Bag. We're going to look at not only what's in the bag, but we're also going to look at the bag itself. This is a pretty new bag for me. I really like it. It's got a nice crossbody strap with a other strap that comes on, so it stabilizes the bag. I can move quickly with it. And I'm going to include with that bag, you're going to notice I'm also going to be talking about my Shemagh that I carry not just in the winter, but also in the summer. So let's rip this thing apart and let's just get into it. So what we're going to be looking at is my summer Get Home Bag. This is the Reebow Sling Bag. Now I like the bag. It's kind of small. It's exactly what I'd want for a small Get Home Bag. It's got Velcro MOLLE on the front. This patch comes off if you need it to. It's got MOLLE on the front, also MOLLE on the sides. Now this bag here, this water pouch does not come with this particular bag. This is something I added on the side, and we'll talk about that again in a moment. It's got a nice sturdy handle up here at the top to carry. This thing doesn't weigh but maybe about 5 pounds. Now when I got a full water bottle, that's going to add 2 pounds to it. So it's got a heavy-duty shoulder strap here that would go. I use this over my right shoulder. This comes up underneath my right arm on my right side and clips in. This comes up over across my left side of my hip and attaches in here, and I'm able to wear that crossbody. The 3-point pack is really nice because that's going to mean that it's not going to jump around when I'm running a lot with this bag. It's got a pouch back here to store. You could store a weapon back here. You can store other things back in there if you needed to. So let's look and see what's actually in this bag. So the first thing that let me get a little comfortable here. First thing I want to talk about in this bag is the first pouch, the front pouch. On this front pouch, what we've got is I carry only 3 things in here. One of them is a little headlamp. I think everybody should have a headlamp in any of their bags. These headlamps can go on your head. They work really well if you need to work hands-free in the dark. I also carry a small oLight. This is my oLight. I've talked about this before, my i5T EOS. It's a really, really nice light, and it's got a nice bright light to it. So I carry this. This works off a AA battery, so I don't have to keep it charged. I also keep in here a little bit of non-lethal self-defense. This is my pepper spray. It simply goes on my hand like this. To use it, I switch it this way, and then I press the button, and it will work. So I keep this also in my this pouch, this part of the pouch of my bag, because I think a little non-lethal self-defense is always good to have. So what do I have in the next section of the bag? Well, down here in this front section, I've got a pair of gloves. I always carry a pair of gloves with me. These are Craftsman Gloves, but you can get any kind of gloves. You can get the Cobalt gloves at Lowe's. You can get gloves at a lot of places. I just always carry gloves. I think they're good to have. You never know where you're going to have to grab something that could hurt your hand, or that you need a good grip on it with gloves. I also keep in here a little pouch of some drink stuff. I've got some Propel in there, some coffee if I run across something, somebody's got some hot water. I keep a little can open in there in case I need to, one of these little military can openers in case I need to open it. I don't know I'd actually use that, but it's nice to have that stuff with me. I also keep a little spoon, because you never know when you're going to eat something with a spoon. Also in this bag, I've got a couple things. I keep a little ferro rod, not a real fancy one, but enough that if I had to get a spark, I could. In addition, I've got in here a small Bic lighter with some duct tape wrapped around it, because you never know when you're going to need duct tape. Duct tape's always good to have. Plus, duct tape can be used as a fire starter. I have in here a small a multi-tool. I did a short on this. I got this at this multi-tool at where did I get this? Bass Pro Shop. Really, $5 for this thing. It's really nice little multi-tool. It's not big, but for a get-home bag, I think it's certainly sufficient. It's got all the tools you need. It's got a blade on it. It's got a couple of screwdrivers on it. It's got a pair of scissors on it. It's a really nice little multi-tool. So I'm kind of pleased with it. So I keep it in this bag because it's kind of small and doesn't weigh much. And then I finally have a knife in here. This is, which knife is this? Oh, this is my Kershaw. I picked this up at Christmas really cheap on a sale for 20 bucks. But I like that knife. It's nice to keep. It's a little frame lock knife. I really like it. It's kind of nice. It stays nice and sharp. It's made out of good quality steel. So I'm kind of pleased with this, and I keep it in there as a little pocket knife. Now, honestly, I don't know if I need it. I usually have my Benchmade in my pocket, so I'm not sure I'd really need another one, but I keep it in this bag anyway. Now, in the very front, it's got a little pocket, and I keep two things in here. I keep a bandana, and I keep a plastic garbage bag. I could probably put my Shemagh in here instead, but this is what I keep in there. Garbage bag can be used for so many things, for toting water, for storing wet things, for a makeshift poncho if you needed one, a makeshift shelter if you had to get under something really quick. So I kind of like having that. Now, what I've also got in the main part of this bag, and we'll open this now, the main part of the bag's got some other things in it. And these are my bigger items. So it's got a lot of, so it's got, in this pouch right here, the only thing I've got in there right now is I've got my little silcock wrench. This is something that's really good to have. You can pick them up down at Lowe's or Home Depot, any hardware store. These are great if you have to turn on water outside of a building while you're traveling. It's got different size notches so that you can turn on the outside water faucet on a building that doesn't have a knob on it. I carry an extra pair of socks. These are my winter socks. I should probably change these out to summer socks, but good walking socks, even if they're winter socks, are going to be good for you. They're going to have a lot of padding and absorb a lot of foot sweat. So I keep a nice shank of that's about 25 feet, I think, of paracord, 550 paracord, so I think that's a nice thing to have in the bag. Now, I've got another thing in here, and this is kind of a luxury item. I got the three things. First of all, I've got this cup that's an extra cup I've got that goes to one of those Stanley 2-cup camp cook sets. I only keep one cup in that one, so this is an extra one. And I've got another one that I've got too. Interesting thing about these, and I want to do a video on this. There's a line around here. So this is a two. I don't know what you call it. Gosh, I don't even know what you call it, but it's got one cup inside of another. So it's really what it is. It's like you got an air pocket between two layers of this cup. It's not just one solid piece of plastic. Cuts down the weight. So if you were to cut around this very easily, very gently along this line that's along the edge of this cup, you could actually take the inner cup out of the outer cup, and you'd have two cups with this. So that's something I'm going to do a video on where I actually show you how to do that. It's kind of a neat thing to have. I keep a little tin of fire starters. These are some homemade fire starters. I've got a video on those. I keep that in there. And then I also have one of these things. This is one of these expandable towels. This is about a 2 by 3 foot towel that if you take it out of this plastic wrap and wet it, it'll go into a travel towel. So if you need to wash yourself up, clean something, get a nice compact towel there you can use. The other thing I've got in here, I got two other things. One of them is my neck knife. And again, I don't know how many knives you need, but I carry this knife with me. It's kind of a nice, it's by Holtzman. This knife is really, it comes with a little bitty ferro rod on it. It's okay. The knife itself is in this sheath really tight. I've done a video on this knife too. Again, it's the Holtzman neck knife. Kind of happy with it, and I keep it because I can put it around my neck, and it'd be available to me really quickly if I need it. It's a little bit heftier knife. It's not real big, but it's a little bit heftier, a little bit more heavy duty than either of my folding knives would be. So that knife is a little bit more sturdy. Look, I'm not going to look for a self-defense knife in a Get Home bag. The reality is I'm not a knife fighter, and no matter how big the knife is, I'm probably not going to succeed in a knife fight. So I carry this as a tool. So that's what I've got it for. And then the last thing I keep in my bag, actually there's a couple things I got in this bag. Let's show you the other couple things. I've got in here a first aid kit. It's a mini boo-boo kit. I also keep a first aid kit in my truck that would go on my waist. It's a lot more heavy duty. It's got a tourniquet with it. It's got a lot of other things with it that I would carry on my side. But this is just a little boo-boo kit that I keep inside this bag. Also in this bag on an inside pouch, I've got a little electronics kit. So I've got a couple of AA batteries, AAA batteries in here. Let's see, I got 2 AAAs that would go for my headlamp. I've got actually 3 AAAs would go with the headlamp, and a AA to go with my other flashlight. Plus I've got a charger, battery, and a cable for my phone. So that goes in there. And I think the last item I keep in here is it's my Pteromy Poncho. So this is a real great item. I could use this as shelter if I need to. So there's a lot of stuff in this bag. Now on the outside of the bag, I've got 2 things that are really cool. I bought this aftermarket Nalgene bottle here, and this is really kind of nice. This is it's just plain old Nalgene bottle, nothing special about it. It's a 32-ounce bottle. But what's nice is this pouch here. This is a Molly pouch. I bought it for about $9 off eBay. It's got webbing on the bottom, so if it leaks, you can get the liquid out. This thing goes in now. Now a full 32 ounces is going to weigh over 2 pounds. Okay, remember water weighs about it's going to weigh about 8 pounds per gallon. So this is going to weigh way over, well over 2 pounds when that thing is full. But it just goes in there, and that way I've got plenty of water. Now normally I will not keep water in that. Normally what I would do is I would have this available to me in the car or in the truck. If I had to get home, first thing I'm going to do is if I know there's an emergency at work, I keep a bottle of water, just a regular bottle in the car. But then what I would do is I would grab a couple bottles out of the refrigerator at work, and as I get this thing out of my vehicle, I would then put fill that up with 2 16-ounce regular water bottles. Just toss those, or maybe keep one of the bottles, but I would toss one of them, and then I'd have my water here. But again, that adds weight to the pack. I also keep on here a Hero clip. I like these clips. These are really, really nice clips. They are heavy duty. They can carry a lot of weight. What's really cool about them is they can move like this. So you can actually turn them into like a hook. So I can put this on the bag, on my handle. I can take this and I can hang this. You can't see it. It's kind of hard to see it on the video. I can take this and hang it off of anything. So that's kind of nice. So that's what I keep in my summer Get Home bag. I'm sure what I would add to this, if I was going to add anything, is I think I would add some food items, maybe a couple of energy bars, something like that, to keep me going on the way. But other than that, that's pretty much my summer Get Home bag. Okay, so first of all, you might notice I'm dressed just a little bit differently than I was in the rest of the video. That's because I took the video in, I went in and looked at it, and I just didn't like the last part of it, so I'm going to redo that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I put this on. Now the way I choose to do it is I unhook the large part of the buckle right here. I unclasp that first. Then what I'm going to do is take this bag, sling it over my left shoulder like this. I'm going to grab this buckle. I'm going to bring it up across the front. Now, I tend to like mine probably a little more snug than many people would. But I'm going to take this. I'm going to get it turned around properly. It's on a swivel, so you can swivel this back and forth. But I'm going to bring this up here. I'm going to clasp it in here. That bag's now on me, very snug. It's not going to go anywhere. I've got my bottle on the down side of the bag, so if the bottle should leak, it's going to leak out this way and not leak into the bag. And I can get it on and off very, very easily. The other thing I have is, of course, I have my Shemagh with me, and I could use this a number of ways. One way I could use this, of course, is I could dampen it and then just put it around my neck like this, and that would keep me very cool as I walked and I moved. This could also be useful as a sling, of course, as a bandage if you need to wrap a pressure bandage around something. It can be used to carry stuff in. It can be used to filter water. There's many, many uses for a cotton Shemagh like this. Now, the other way you could put it on, the traditional way, of course, while I'm walking, would be to take this and we'll bring it up. We'll sort of put it over my brim of the hat. The nice thing about the hat, having the hat under it, is it keeps the thing from falling down in your eyes. So I've got this piece here. I'm going to bring this piece up under my chin and over here on this side. And I've got a video where I do this in more detail. I'm going to bring this piece across the bridge of my nose. I'm going to bring it around the back. And then what I'll do is I'll simply tie it off. So I've got my two ends. I'm just going to take it, and I'm just going to do a simple underhand knot. I don't think it's necessary to do more than that. That's plenty tight. I can move this down if I wish. This is plenty good that I can see. If I wanted to, I could pull it back. But this would keep my head, my ears, the back of my neck all protected from sun if the sun was too bright. If it was really hot, I could wear this on my head. It would keep me cool if it was wet. And so it's just a great tool to have with you in your bag is your Shemagh. So I kind of keep one of these in every one of my bags now. I've got about half a dozen of them. I find them to be extremely useful items. Well, that's my summer get home bag. I am going to do a video later in the week, a real short one, on a couple of about 3 medical items I'm going to add to this bag that I think will really enhance it a lot. I'm waiting for those to arrive before I do them. But I think you're really going to like them, and you're going to find them very clever and good things to keep with you in the summer. So in the meantime, remember what we always say. Stay strong, stay prepared, have a blessed day, and we'll see you real soon on Cowboy Survival.